Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Good. I welcome you all on my YouTube channel, and today in this video we are going to learn how to crochet this rectangle basket. It is dual color and has sharp corners, so we'll learn how to crochet the sharp corners if you are making a basket. So let's start. So I'm taking this 7 mm yarn and 6 mm hook and scissors you are going to need. So I'm taking this two strands to crochet this basket, but if you have thick yarn you can go ahead with the single strand, but I have 7 mm, so I'm taking this crocheting it using the two strands of it. So we'll start with a knot and we'll crochet chain of 20 stitches. So that is going to be the width of my basket. So 20 stitches I'll crochet, and then I will go by the length. So I'll increase the length. So I'll go up, but I'll not expand on the sides. Okay. So this is our first row and first chain and the row, you can say. I'll do one more stitch and then I work on the back of the loop. I'll not crochet in the first stitch, I'll crochet in the second, and I'll crochet for second row. I'll crochet in the back loop. So this is the back, so I'll pull the yarn through this back loop and make a stitch. Okay, next the back loop, pull the yarn through it and make a stitch. So this is how you are going to do. On the back loop you are stitching the row 2. Okay, so you finish the row like this. This is row 2. So working on the back loop, it gives the strength to the your whatever item you are making. So I'm like making, this will be the base, so it will give you the thicker base. So for that I'm first using the two strands and then I'm working on the back loops, so it will increase the thickness. Now row 3, so I completed the row 2 and stitched all the stitches, and then I'll do chain 1 and turn to the other side. Now we will work on the row 3. So first stitch you see, we will skip it. In the second we do the single crochet. For row 3 we are simply going to do the single crochet. Okay, so we don't crochet in the first, we start with the second stitch, because we also did the chain 1 before we started with the row 3. So we'll skip the first stitch and continue with the second stitch, and using the single stitches we complete this row 3. And for all the upcoming rows you are going to follow the same pattern. So it's single stitch only. So you reach to the end and make a stitch. Make a stitch here and then chain 1, and you turn to the other side and you work on the row 4. So you skip the first stitch again. So every time you start with the new row, you skip the first stitch and you start crocheting from the second stitch, and you complete the row like that only. So we have reached to the end of the row 4. This is how it looks like. We crochet in the last stitch and then we do the chain 1 and turn to the other side. You skip the first stitch and you continue with the second. So you'll see your base is thick enough, yeah, and this is how it looks like. Now we'll continue to the desired length you want it to be, want your basket to be. So you should crochet the full size. So this is the size I am crocheting, I want my basket to be, and this is the last stitch. Chain 1. So now we are going to do the boundaries of this rectangle shape. So this will give you the clean finish on your sides, on all the sides of your rectangle. So in every stitch you see, you are going to make a single stitch. 1, 2, so 1, 2, and every single stitch you see, in every row you are going to make a stitch. You start with 1 stitch as I did. Now you go to the sides, and in every row, every join, or I simply say in every single stitch, you are going to make a stitch there. So you'll see that now you're getting the clean sides. So this will be helpful when you will be working on the height. Okay, so this is how it looks. Keep continuing and finish the side. So we have reached to the side. So one more crochet, one more stitch here. Now when you crochet this corner, you do the 2 stitches separated by a chain. So 1 stitch, chain 1, and another stitch in the same gap. Okay, because you are now moving to the other side, and to make a sharp corner that needs a gap, that needs a space. So for that we did chain 1. So that's how you crochet this corners when you are giving finish line to your sides. Then you move to the side, and for the sides it is same. In every single row you crochet a single stitch. Okay, and when you reach to the corner, you do 1 stitch, chain 1, and 1 stitch. Finish your line, and when you reach to the corner, you do the same. So I have completed all the sides here. Now we will close it. So stitch 1, chain 1, 1 stitch, chain 1, 1 stitch. So this is the last corner we finished. Now we will close the sides. So from the back I'll pull the yarn, I'll pull the loop from the back of the first stitch. Loosen it up if it is tight. So you bring the loop to the back. So since I have this much of yarn left, so I am not going to cut it. But if you have complete ball of yarn left, you definitely cut the yarn and close this end. But I'm not cutting it, otherwise I'll left with the very small pieces of yarn. So it's up to you. So I just pulled through all the yarn and making a close. So you pull the yarn to the back side, and now through the middle of the back stitch, this was the last stitch. So from the very first stitch you pull the yarn to the back, and then from the very last stitch you pull the yarn through the last stitch, and you next hide the yarn if you have cut it, but you can also continue with the next step. So I'll be continuing with this next step. So this is how our rectangle looks like, but above this we are also going to make a we are also going to stitch one more stitch here. So pull the yarn to this end, because this side is the bottom and this is a front, which will be the inside, which will be inside the basket. So here I'm going to crochet one more row, simple stitch, that from every stitch you pull the yarn, pull a loop and go to the next stitch, then pull a loop, then you pull this second loop through the first loop and make another stitch. Okay, so this is the row you do. So this is what we are doing on the inner side of the basket. Okay, the top you are seeing, it is the inner side of the basket, and the side which is towards the table is the outer side of the basket. So we are making this row on the top, and this is how it looks like. So it is simply to strengthen the sides to the finish line which we made. It is to strengthen the sides of the rectangle. So you stitch this complete row, and then after that we are going to work on the pattern. So it's simple. In every single stitch you make a single stitch on top of that. So as you are seeing, in the corner also we are doing simple single stitch. So continue doing that and finish the complete round on the rectangle. So complete all the sides. So I have done all the sides. This is how it looks like on the top of the basket, and this is the last stitch. Now we need to close it. So I'm not going to use this brown color yarn any further, so I'll cut the yarn here and I'll take out all the yarn from the last stitch, and now I need to attach it to stitch it into the first stitch. So I'll insert the hook in the first stitch and pull the extra thread through it, the complete thread through it. Now I'll go back to the last stitch. Now I'll insert the hook in the middle of the last stitch and pull the yarn, pull the complete yarn, complete end through the last stitch. Now if you see it, this join looks like you cannot tell where it ended but where it started, so finishes very good. And you now hide this extra end below the other yarn strands on your design. So with the help of crochet, you pull the yarn under the strands and you hide. And make sure you don't have any loose ends in your final product, in your final items, otherwise it will start opening up. So make sure you always hide those strands and tie little hard so they don't opens up. So I'm hiding these yarns, both the strands, under the stitches in the row, and this is how it looks like, and these are the 4 corners. Now we will do the marking. So to make the sharp corners, we have to make sure that we are choosing the correct stitches, and if your stitches has to be, your sides has to be same. In rectangle, opposite sides are same, so make sure you have the count of the stitches on both the opposite sides are same. So, and once you are done, you select the 2 corners, 2 stitches, and mark them like this. So these are the 2 stitch, one from this side, one from the other side. I need to crochet on these 2, this one and this one. So these 2 stitches will make the corner like this. So the basic technique is we must keep these 2 stitches together, then only it will make your sharp corner. If you simply stitch them, it will not give you the sharp corner but the round corner. So I use this beige color yarn, and this is again 2 strands. So I'll start from the center and I'll keep this I hold this end loose end together so that it is hidden. So I'll do the single stitch in every stitch you see, and if you notice, I am only working on the top of the stitch, not the complete side. In the last row which we crocheted, last single stitch row we crocheted, so that's where I am working. I'm simply using the single stitch here. So continue crocheting in every stitch, you continue crocheting the single stitch. Working with 2 strands might be difficult, okay, but you always stick to both the strands and don't never miss any of the strands. Now we are in the corners. So this is first, so I'll pull the yarn through the first loop and also pull the yarn through the second loop. Now I take out the second loop and crochet the first loop first, and keep holding the second loop so that it doesn't go out, and then I stitch the second loop like this. So you have to take out the loops from first and second marks, stitch, and then you take out the second loop and crochet the first and then second. So we are at the second corner now. After this stitch, simple stitch, now it is the first loop, pull the yarn through this, now you pull the yarn through the second, take out the second one, stitch the first stitch first, then second stitch second. Okay, that's how you stitch the corners. Continue working on the sides. Working on the sides is very simple. So the basket comes out very beautiful, and you can use it for many different purposes. You can put them on your study tables, or you can use it for other storage purposes. So I have so many crocheted baskets at my home, and I'm using it. So here is the third corner, and we did the same technique. Moving to the third side, and this is how it looks like. So I'll continue with the third side, and then we'll go to the fourth, which is last middle of the fourth where we started. Now we are going to close it. So from the back of the first stitch, you pull the loop to the back. Now you pull the yarn through this loop. Come to the front with the loop in your crochet and pull the yarn through the last stitch. Not through the gaps, but through the stitch. Through the last stitch, through the middle of the last stitch. Then you take out your crochet and you pull the last back loop from the front loop. So this is your first stitch. Now on the sides, through every single stitch you are going to make a single stitch. You crochet the single stitch. So that is for the sides. That is going to be the pattern, as we are not making any other design. So it's a simple single crochet basket. So you crochet the sides like this. When you reach to the corner, the technique is again same. So you first, when you reach to the corners, so you first pull the yarn through the first marked stitch, then you pull the yarn through the second marked stitch. Now take out the second loop and stitch the first one first. Now stitch the second one. Okay, so this is the corner. So this is the pattern. This is a simple pattern for the corners, and till you reach to your desired height, you follow the same technique, same pattern. So when you are making your corners, you'll not see the corners, but you, if after you reach to some height, you will start seeing it. But when we are crocheting, the pattern is not so finished and clear. It will start coming out after you reach to the some height, and if you are following the technique. Now we are again to the corner, so you pull out the loops through both the marked stitch. Now take out the second stitch from the crochet and stitch 1 and then stitch 2. Then go to the sides. So these are the corners. Okay, and you now continue. Okay, so if you still have questions and queries, you can watch the video again. You can go up back a bit and see the technique. But this is the height I'm going to make it, and this is how it looks like. You see these two corners, they are tightly stitched, and that's why we are getting the sharp corners. So it is how it looks like. You can have your choice of colors, you can have your choice of dimensions. This is totally up to you. Now we are going to close it, so I'll cut my yarn. Pull out your yarn, and from the back of your first stitch you pull out this complete end to the back, and then you pull out this end through the center of the last stitch. Insert your hook and pull out the end, and now you are again going to hide this end inside. It should not be visible, and if you see the stitches, if you see the closing, it is finished properly, clearly. It is not visible where it is ending, so that's how you do it. So you hide your yarn here. Okay, continue hiding and till it is completely disappear. And this is the basket. Now we are going to do one more round of brown color, one more row of brown color, which is going to be your simple single crochet, simple single stitch. I'm again taking this 2 strands of this color, and you can start from anywhere, it's up to you. So I'm starting from the middle, pull the yarn, and I stay close. I keep this end close so that I stitch it together and it doesn't come out later. And I stitch a single crochet in every stitch. of this beige color yarn, the last row. So in every stitch I insert my crochet and pull the brown color out, and then pull it out through the loop. Pull out through the loop, insert your hook in the second, and you pull out the yarn and stitch it in the outer loop. So you continue doing it for all the sides. In the corners, for this round we are not following any technique, so we are just stitching, making a stitch in every space. So in the corner also we'll do the same. Just make sure you don't stitch it very tight, otherwise it will keep your grip on the thread same throughout the design of your items, otherwise it will disturb the design. See, if you crocheted with the loose hands, if you crocheted this cream color, beige color, and then after if you are you have tightened your grip on the brown color, so this might disturb the design. So you have to make sure that your grip on the thread is same throughout the pattern, throughout the until and unless it is required. Okay, so that is the very important technique which we all crocheters follow. So please make sure that you know your grip, and you know how your hands work. So so you always focus on your grip. So in every gap you see, you make a stitch, and this is how it looks like. You complete it for all the sides, and yeah, when we reach it to the end we close it. So I've completed it, and now it's time to close it. So I'll cut my yarn here, and I'll close this last stitch in the first one. So let's first cut it. So I'll pull out my yarn, complete yarn through the stitch, and in the first stitch, so from the bottom of your first stitch you pull the yarn. So if you see, your next loop is coming out through the last loop, so that's how we are going to do. It should come out, last loop should come out, first loop should come out from the last loop. So I'll do it for this one also. So I pulled it through the first stitch, then I'll pull it through the middle of last stitch. So it is closed, and now we are going to hide it. So I'll pull it inside through the beige color. Make sure you don't pull it from above the beige color, because from the top you will see the brown color on the top, and that will not look nice. So you pull it out from the middle, and then you hide it. So you hide your yarn, and your basket will be ready. Sure. And as I already said, you can use it for multi-purpose, and you can have it on your study table. Kids can use it. You can use it for storing their toys and extra. You can increase the height, and then you can use it for storing clothes. And okay, so it looks beautiful. I'm already using one of these, and I'm very happy with this finished and final product. So you try it and let me know in the comment section. Yeah, Thank you so much for watching the video. Bye bye.